strike us as a kind of a fragmentary, incomplete book. And there is a sense in which it didn't finish. It gives us the first 40 years of the church, but it's followed by the book of Revelation, which covers the next 2,000, if you will. And so the church is in process as we are having the study, but it has a terminus and some interesting sessions to follow it. So the book of Acts covers 40 years. The book of Revelation, chapters 2 and 3, will cover the next 2,000 as far as the church is concerned. So I want to take a quick look at this. In chapter 1, we'll talk about the ascension, and we'll get the apostles' marching orders. There are marching orders too. In the second chapter, we have this interesting event called Pentecost, the Feast of Pentecost and the gift of the Holy Spirit. And that gives rise to Peter's first sermon. And we'll be very surprised to discover how organized, how articulate our friend Peter is, because he will have had the Holy Spirit by then. In chapter 3, we have a lame man healed, and that turns out to be a big deal. And that all leads to Peter's second sermon, which has some surprises for us. And then we have Peter's address to the Sanhedrin. And in chapter 5, we have Ananias and Sapphira and the second persecution. Chapter 6, we have the first deacons appointed and the third persecution. And coupled with chapter 6, we're going to explore Stephen's address to the Sanhedrin. For many people, many of my scholastic friends, their favorite chapter in the Bible is Acts chapter 7, because Peter, with the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, reviews the whole Old Testament for us and reveals many things that you will not find in the Old Testament. We get some new insights from our friend Stephen in chapter 7. And in chapter 8, we have the fourth persecution. This time we see Saul surface here in the form of the harasser of the church. And we have a very unusual episode with the Ethiopian treasurer. And we'll share some things that I think are not commonly known about that. The second part of the book of Acts will be our second unit. It's all about Paul. It starts with the first missionary journey, the council in Jerusalem, which is a pivotal event in the book of Acts, and then his second and third missionary journeys, and then the various outcries against him, where finally he appeals to Rome, and that closes the book, but doesn't close the story, because it continues even to this day. And much of our challenges this day really will emerge from our understanding of the lessons in this precious book. So we're going to be taking on chapter 1 in this session, and let's just jump right in. It's interesting that we'll see some pre-resurrection instructions here by the Lord. They're supposed to await for